Have you ever noticed this incredibly specific modern phenomena? You're walking down the street and you look into your favorite, like, slightly chaotic local restaurant.
Oh, yeah, you know the exact kind of place.
Yeah.
The chef is visibly sweating over a grill, and the servers are practically sprinting across the dining room.
Right. The ambient noise is just deafening, and the entire operation looks like it's, barely holding together by a thread.
Exactly. It's sheer, unrelenting hustle.
But then you pull up their social media on your phone right at that exact moment, and they have this completely flawless, hyper-curated TikTok presence.
Right, and they just sent you a beautifully worded, deeply engaging email newsletter about their seasonal menu.
It creates this really strange cognitive dissonance.
It really does. You look at the reality of the physical space, which is just chaos, and then you look at their digital footprint, which implies they have like a team of 20-something marketing executives sipping matcha lattes in a serene back office somewhere.
Yeah, and you find yourself wondering, who on earth has the time to execute a multi-platform digital marketing strategy when they could barely keep up with Table 4's drink order?
Because they definitely don't have the time.
Right. So, okay, let's unpack this, because the mission for this deep dive is to figure out exactly how that is happening. We are looking at a comprehensive guide titled How to Use ChatGPT for Restaurants, alongside a stack of notes on how AI is quietly revolutionizing the hospitality industry.
Which is a sector that is famously chronically strapped for time and
Yeah.
margins. I mean, every penny counts.
Fully.
To understand the impact of this tech, we have to look at the core friction of running a restaurant. It is an intensely physical, geographically bound business,
Yeah,
right?
you have to actually be there.
Exactly. The bulk of your capital and your physical energy goes into managing staff, prepping ingredients, and serving customers face to face.
So the digital stuff just gets ignored.
Yep. Because of that daily grind, digital marketing, responding to online reviews, and updating the website usually get pushed to the very bottom of the priority list.
But in today's world, ignoring the internet is basically a death sentence for a business, right? Like, a lack of digital presence implies a lack of quality to a lot of consumers.
Oh, absolutely. If you aren't constantly visible and engaging online, your foot traffic inevitably drops.
Which brings us to the AI solution, because bridging that gap used to mean hiring outside agencies, which costs a fortune.
Right. But now the data is showing a massive structural shift happening almost overnight. We are seeing adoption rates that typically take decades happen in literally months.
Wait, really? How fast are we talking?
So according to the 7 Rooms 2025 survey, 76% of restaurant operators across the US, the UK, the UAE, and Australia are already using AI tools like ChatGPT to run their businesses.
Wow, 76%.
It's massive. We aren't talking about a fringe trend adopted by a few venture-backed pop-ups and tech hubs. This is the new global standard for the independent operator.
That is wild. Looking through these sources, the mechanism at play here kind of reminds me of a hyper-efficient prep cook, but like operating in the front office rather than the kitchen.
Oh, I like that analogy.
Yeah, think about the culinary hierarchy.
Right.
The prep cook doesn't design the menu, and they certainly aren't the executive chef tasting and plating the final dish for the guest.
Right, but they chop the 50 pounds of onions.
Exactly. They chop all the onions, they peel the potatoes, they handle the tedious, time-consuming groundwork, so the human team has time to actually focus on cooking and hospitality.
And the AI is essentially doing the digital equivalent of chopping the onions.
Right.
What's fascinating here is where that leverage actually comes from. It's the natural language interface.
Meaning you don't have to be a coder.
Precisely. Historically, adopting new restaurant tech meant learning complex software, attending training seminars, or knowing basic coding. But large language models remove that friction entirely.
So a chef can just be a chef.
Yeah, a chef whose primary expertise is flavor profiles can simply type a request in plain English. The technology adapts to the user, not the other way around.
That makes so much sense. It allows them to instantly execute these high-level administrative tasks without needing a consultant.
Exactly. So since we've established it's acting as this digital prep cook, let's look at what tasks it's actually taking off their plate.
Let's start with menus, because think about your own experience as a diner. The very first touch point you have, long before you taste the food, is usually the menu.
Right, and operators are leaning heavily on AI to overhaul their menu engineering.
By turning bland item names into something better.
Yeah, they take a basic list of ingredients, say chicken sandwich with spicy mayo, and have the AI rewrite it to actively highlight flavor notes and textures to actually influence what customers order.
So it taps into the psychology of consumer choice.
Exactly. When a description shifts from a dry list to something evocative, it actually increases the perceived value of the dish. Diners are measurably more likely to order a crispy buttermilk fried chicken sandwich with house-made fermented chili aioli than just a standard chicken sandwich.
Even if it is the exact same item on the plate.
Yep, the AI understands those linguistic triggers.
But, okay, let me push back on this for a second.
Sure.
If every restaurant starts using AI to write these mouth-watering descriptions, won't they all start sounding exactly the same? Like, aren't they going to lose their unique brand voice and just sound like a generic corporate chain?
That is actually the most significant operational risk highlighted in the guide.
Right, because it just spits out the same adjectives.
Exactly. The operators who fail with this tech treat the AI's output as a final product. The strategic advantage isn't in outsourcing your brand's voice completely. It's in eliminating the paralysis of staring at a blank page.
So it's just a strong first draft.
Yes, in seconds instead of starting from scratch. A smart operator uses it for structure, but the human must step in to finish it, to inject their specific personality or local slang.
And speaking of local slang, the localization capabilities mentioned in the sources are really cool.
Oh, they are incredible, because basic translators just map words one-to-one, right? But large language models map cultural context.
Right, so instantly translating and adjusting regional phrasing.
Yeah, if a restaurant in London is trying to attract American tourists, the AI knows that the word biscuit means something entirely different in the US than it does in the UK.
It knows to use takeaway instead of take out, depending on the audience.
Or aubergine instead of eggplant. It adjusts the phrasing so the copy actually resonates with the demographic.
That's so smart. And that seamless digital experience extends directly into customer service too, right? Like acting as a virtual assistant via website chatbots.
Yes, and this is where we see a massive return on investment for reclaimed hours. These chatbots answer repetitive questions about opening hours, reservations, and dietary options.
Which drastically reduces disruptive phone calls.
Exactly. Every question answered by the website is a phone call that doesn't ring during the Friday night dinner rush.
So the staff can actually pay attention to the physical dining room?
Yep. And it's doing back office stuff too, writing job descriptions, interview questions, and onboarding guides instantly.
But again, to avoid that exact generic text trap we just talked about, we really need to look at how users actually communicate with the tool, right? Because the output is only as good as the input.
Oh, absolutely. The source material provides a really clear look at how to command the AI. Instead of just saying, write a menu description, it needs specifics.
Like what?
Like, write a short, mouth-watering description for a spicy chicken burger with melted cheese and fresh lettuce.
Okay, so you feed it the core ingredients.
Right. And for social media, you don't just ask for ideas. You ask for 5 TikTok video ideas to promote our coffee and dessert menu.
Or 3 Facebook posts for a weekend brunch special using emojis and hashtags.
Exactly. Or with reviews, you can ask it to craft a professional reply to a negative review about slow service that remains apologetic but friendly.
It's also great for brainstorming, right?
Yeah.
Asking for 10 unique event ideas for a cafe or seasonal dishes tailored specifically for young adults.
Yes. The more specific you are, the better the result.
Here's where it gets really interesting, though. Using ChatGPT like this is basically a management skill.
Oh, 100%.
You have to give a context, like cuisine type and target audience, just like you would brief a marketing agency or a junior employee.
Yeah, and if we connect this to the bigger picture, consistency is the hardest part of marketing for an independent business.
Because it's just exhausting to do it every day.
Right. But these specific prompts allow a busy owner to plan and create a whole month of consistent content in one sitting.
Oh, wow. So just knocking it out on a Monday morning.
Exactly. They are combining AI speed with human creativity, which frees them from that daily scramble.
But we've seen the perfect execution now. And technology is never flawless, right? We have to look at where the AI basically burns the dish.
Yeah, the limitations are very real, and they carry significant risk.
Like the inaccuracies. Because it generates content based on patterns, not personal experience, it can heavily hallucinate facts, right?
Yes, hallucination is a huge danger. It might exaggerate details or completely invent something that must be double-checked.
Like making up a special that doesn't exist.
Exactly. If you ask it to write a promotional email, it might invent a buy one, get one free appetizer special, just because that phrase is common in marketing data.
And if you don't catch that, you've got a dining room full of angry customers demanding a fake discount.
It's a nightmare.
And the stakes get even higher with complex questions, particularly around food. What if a customer asks for a dish that aligns with multiple overlapping dietary restrictions?
It struggled heavily with that. If someone needs a meal that is gluten-free, dairy-free, and has a nut allergy, it often misses key details.
Because it's just predicting text, not applying logic.
Right. It might satisfy the dairy-free and nut-free parameters, but drop the gluten-free rule entirely and suggest a pasta dish.
Oh my God, which is a massive liability.
Exactly. In hospitality, that isn't a typo. It's a medical emergency.
You cannot outsource food allergy management to an AI. And then there's the knowledge scope and tech reliance, right? Like, it relies completely on the internet.
Yeah, they are cloud-based tools, so if your internet goes down, your assistant is completely gone.
And it struggles with really obscure or highly specific regional culinary topics it wasn't trained on.
Because it hasn't tasted your family's generational recipe. It can only regurgitate what it's read online.
Okay, but what about the human element? If a customer leaves a furious review because their anniversary dinner was ruined, can an AI really handle that without sounding like a soulless robot?
This raises an important question, and the source actually validates this concern directly. The AI has a severe limitation regarding emotional understanding.
Right, it doesn't know what a ruined anniversary actually feels like.
Exactly. It might provide a standard robotic response to an upset customer rather than true empathy.
Like, we apologize for the inconvenience.
Yes. And in a high-emotion scenario, that lack of empathy can make sensitive situations so much worse.
It just feels dismissive.
It does. It amplifies their frustration.
So what does this all mean? We have an industry where 3/4 of operators are using this digital prep cook, right? But it's also a tool that will hallucinate fake discounts and respond to ruined anniversaries with robotic indifference if you aren't careful.
Well, synthesizing the research, it all points to balancing cold technology with the warmth of hospitality.
Okay.
Restaurants have always been about people, flavor, and experience. Technology doesn't change that core identity, it just handles the time-consuming text tasks so the human team can get back to what matters.
So it's about reclaiming time.
Exactly. The winners won't be the ones who rely completely on AI, but those who use it smartly to free their staff from screens.
Because the AI writes the words, but humans have to actually deliver the hospitality.
Couldn't said it better.
You know, next time you dine out or interact with a local business online, think of this. If AI is leveling the playing field for marketing, emails, and clever social media, then a slick digital presence is no longer special, right?
It's just the baseline.
Exactly, it's the baseline. So as the digital world becomes fully automated, doesn't the raw, messy, beautiful human touch like the genuine smile when you walk through the physical door? Doesn't that become the ultimate premium product? Just something to mull over